Hello, Alex Tsushiyama, back this time with the last 5 battles from the Global Link 2013 winter-friendly tournaments that happened in February, about a month ago. Yeah, I've been a bit slow with getting these out, but these are the last 5 battles. After this, it'll be the 2013 International Challenge March battles that I didn't record every single one of because I already did that with this tournament, mostly to get content, but anyway. Starting the battle, number 56 overall, against those things. I've got my standard team, obviously, and I've pretty much stopped using Bronzong at all at this point. Actually, that was a few videos ago, but whatever. Espeon stays in to Shadow Ball the Starmie, takes some pretty hefty damage off the Surf. I wasn't really sure whether it would use an attacking move or a status condition move or speed me or not. Anyway, sends in the Leafard, switch to Scizor to take the obvious fake out, which, obviously happens. Scizor flinches. I believe that staying on Scizor and U-turn, or yeah, I was gonna U-turn out on the Dark type Leafheart, but she switches to Galvantula. Thunder almost faints Scizor, not quite. U-turn faints the Galvantula, which is decent, but Scizor's effectively out of the battle, and I'm forced into Gengar. Well, forced, but I switched into Gengar from the U-turn. At this point, she's got 2 Pokemon left. Goes for the Stun Spore on Gengar. I'm not sure if Whimsicott get any other ability other than Trickster, but that's obviously how it outsped. I was predicting the Leapard to switch in, or to rotate in, but Focus Mist still hits. Rotate back to Espeon to take whatever status moves. It goes for the Light Screen, which kind of pisses me off. Shadow Ball gets a critical and ignores Light Screen, finishing off the Whimsicott and leaving this person only with a light-shielded Leopard. Rotate to Melodic. I believe that I go for the Surf, I don't remember. This thing outspeeds, and it's going to be raising its attack power and its accuracy, which is actually a decent move if it weren't, if it boosted speed as well, that'd have been broken, but yeah. Anyway, instead of trying to kill Melodic, it goes for another Hone Claws while I go for another Surf. And it goes for the Night Slash, +2. It does about half of Melodic's health and damage, but Ice Beam finishes it off. There we go. 1 win so far in this video. And coming up on the second battle, just a little bit. And here we go. Nothing but Ubers. Don't know if that name is significant at all. Whatever. Yeah. So, what appears to be a normal Arceus speed Deoxys. No, that's an attack Deoxys. And a white Kyurem. Immediately go to Scizor for the Bullet Punch. No, not Bullet Punch. For the Superpower. No, U-turn. I don't remember. Whatever. That was a pretty decent chunk to Arceus. Auto switches me to Gengar. It uses Protect, which pisses me off. because I'm going for the Shadow Ball, but it doesn't affect. It proves that this is a normal Arceus in the first place. Anyway, rotates to the Kyurem. I go for the Shadow Ball again for some reason. I don't remember why. It doesn't do very much to Kyurem. Dragon Pulse is gonna do. Dragon Pulse just faints Gengar in one shot. Back into Scizor. And go for the Bullet Punch, because I keep remembering that Kyurem is Ice type. Faints the Kyurem, luckily. The thing would probably unleash some sort of fire type attack, and this guy's fourth Pokemon is a Mewtwo. Seen far too many of those in that tournament. Anyway, rotates to his attack Deoxys. Go to Melodic, get the Toxic. For some reason he has Protect on an offensive Pokemon? I don't know. But Toxic misses because of the protection. Go back to Scizor for a Bullet Punch. As I remember that attack Deoxys has kind of paper-thin defenses. I get a critical, but it's holding a Focus Sash. Probably to compensate for such paper-thin defenses. Anyway, it goes for Psycho Boost. Scizor resists it, but it doesn't. Damn line. Yeah, anyway, he's not going to stay in on his Deoxys now that he knows I have Bullet Punch, so... I believe I was going to go for the Toxic again, but +2 Extreme Speed almost faints Melodic, and it's really not very good. I do get the Toxic to stick on Arceus, though. Anyway. So it's taking damage. It's down in the yellow now. Another Extreme Speed will finish Melodic off. And he gets a pointless critical, which is, you know, good that he didn't get that on the Psycho Boost. That would have completely destroyed Scizor. And at this point, I see if I can stall long enough to feint the Arceus with anything, but +2 Extreme Speed is also going to wreck Espeon. And after that, only Pokemon I've got left is Scizor, and it's at low enough health that I'm fairly certain that +2 Extreme Speed still wrecks it. Yeah. So, you know, kind of the outcome that to be expected from that sort of team. Still kind of disappointing. Anyway, 1 loss, 1 win. On to the next video, battle, whatever. Kind of an interesting mix of OU stuff and a Lugia. I don't know. Also, don't know if this name is in any way significant, but yeah. Starts off with this stuff. I've got my own stuff. Go to Melodic, go for the Ice Beam. It goes for, he has his Lugia go for Aeroblast. No, I don't remember why I went for the Surf. I honestly don't. I get a critical, does a decent amount to Lugia. Which it just recovers right back. And it's at this point that I believe I do go for the Ice Beam or the Toxic. So yep, Ice Beam does less than the Surf did. I don't know why. Probably some combination of Stab and critical. But Psychic does almost as much as the Aeroblast. I keep spamming Ice Beam. And it's at this point that I predict the recover and go straight into the bullet. And luckily it faints. And this guy's next Pokemon is a Galvantula, which is one of N's Pokemon. That's what that little icon meant. In case anyone was wondering, that's not a shiny Galvantula. That's not a movie star Galvantula. That Pokemon was N's in the original Black and White. Anyway, it goes for the Thunderbolt when I go for a Toxic on Melodic. Get the Toxic on it. I'm not sure why I went for that instead of Surf. But anyway, rotates back to Latios, goes to the Dragon Pulse. Luckily, it doesn't quite fake Melodic, and I get to recover. Swing health back in the green. Rotate to Espeon, go for the Shadow Ball. He rotates to Galvantula. No, wait, why was I going for Psyshock? Whatever. I should have gone for the Shadow Ball. But Psyshock doesn't quite faint the Galvantula and lets it get up its light screen, which really doesn't help. Because that cripples everything I've got out except Scizor. But Toxic finishes off the Galvantula. I rotate to Melodic, go for the Ice Beam. Or the Toxic, I don't remember. No, I go for the Toxic, but he rotates to his Scizor to cross Scizor my Espeon, which doesn't work if I switch to Melodic. Also, my Melodic is faster than his Scizor. Staying on Melodic to go for the Surf. It does almost nothing to Latios. And rotate to Scizor, get the Bullet Punch, see if that'll do anything. And it doesn't quite faint the Latios, unfortunately. But Scizor takes the Dragon Pulse pretty well. And he doesn't rotate out again for some reason. So I get another Bullet Punch. And the light screen wears off, which is pretty cool. I don't know why I decided to stay in, keep Bullet Punching. I think it's because nothing else I had really would do much. Anyway, Cross Scizor does less damage relatively than my Bullet Punch did to him. I've got like a solid 5-hit KO going on here. And he goes for a Steel Gem boosted Iron Head. That does finish Scizor off, but I've still got Gengar waiting in the wings. And I've got Thunderbolt. And from that range, Scizor faints. Finishes him off. I win 3-0. And that's 2 wins, 1 loss in this video. Penultimate battle. Wasn't feeling very confident about this one. Still not feeling very confident about it. Mewtwo, Kyurem, Kyogre. At least Kyogre's not a lead. Honestly, I don't know why Kyogre's not a lead, but whatever. Black Kyurem, Mewtwo, Kyogre. Mewtwo's got pressure. I decide to go for the Bullet Punch, surprisingly. I don't know why. But luckily that ends up predicting her switch to Kyurem. Almost faints it in one shot. It goes for Cross Bolt. That does a significant amount of damage to Scizor, but even with the critical, it doesn't quite faint. Rotate back to Espeon, predicting that he won't keep Kyurem in now that he knows I've got Bullet Punch. Whatever. but was expecting the Kyogre rather than the Mewtwo to switch in. But Mewtwo's got Flamethrower, so that explains why. Flamethrower almost faints Espeon. And Crossbolt will faint Espeon. So, yeah. That's disappointing. But I do get to go into Staraptor and get the Intimidate off on something that that has physical attack as its primary stat. He rotates back to Mewtwo, I go to Scizor, go for the Bullet Punch. From that range, it should take Mewtwo down, and it would have definitely taken Kyurem down. And he reveals that the fourth Pokemon he brought along was a Rayquaza, which negates the weather that was never set up. Anyway, go to Melodic, go for the Ice Beam. Rayquaza goes for Extreme Speed for some reason. Yeah, go for the Ice Beam. It gets the feint. This thing's obviously not a defensive Rayquaza in any manner. I'm honestly surprised that it fainted it in one shot. Anyway, this guy's last Pokemon are his full health Kyogre and his almost dead Kyurem. Try to Bullet Punch the Kyurem, but she rotated to her Kyogre. Bullet Punch still does a decent amount. Thunder isn't gonna do, or yeah, Thunder faints Scizor. I'm left with Melodic and Staraptor. Not exactly the best Pokemon to have against something that can spam Thunder. Anyway, hope to outspeed. I don't. Fusion Bolt will finish off Staraptor. Actually, no it doesn't. That was surprising. Anyway, I went for the Brave Bird for damage. Staraptor manages to live the recoil because of how low HP Kyurem is at. And somehow Staraptor outspeeds the Kyogre and I get the Brave Bird off. And it doesn't quite faint it, but it does make it waste the use of... Oh no, it uses Rest. Right. I forgot about that. So yeah. I lost this battle. If only min-max damage hadn't screwed me over there. Go for the unboosted Surf. Does piss damage. It goes for Thunder. And I believe that it is a one-hit kill. Yes. On a critical, but still. Ugh. That thing has Rest. I can't Melodic stall my way against something that has Rest. So, yeah, lost that one. And then the final battle. Number 60 overall. There's, yeah. Kyogre. I have my standard team, obviously. This is honestly the best setup I've got for rotation battles with this team. And he's got some sort of bizarre raid speed thing. Anyway, not gonna mess around. Actually, I don't remember why I didn't go for the Bullet Punch. But Thunder gets the Paralysis, doesn't quite faint Scizor, but it does get Parahacks Scizor to do whatever I was trying to do with it. I think I was going to try to U-turn. Anyway, Espeon outspeeds the Kyogre somehow and goes for the Grass Knot. It's a one-hit kill. So, what has usually completely destroyed my team in a couple of turns is now gone, and replaced with a Blissey. Oh god. Anyway, decides foolishly to stay in. He rotates to his Volcarona, goes for the Bug Buzz, it faints Espeon on a hit. and reveals my last Pokemon is Staraptor. And get the Intimidate off on something that doesn't use physical attack. Anyway, go for the Brave Bird. It does decent damage to Blissey. Well, it does a pretty good amount of damage to Blissey. But it goes for the Toxic. And yeah. Now I've got 2 Pokemon with status. Haven't used Melodic yet. Scizor is still somewhat fresh. And it's at this point that I should have rotated to Scizor to go for the Bullet Punch, because Psy Strike finishes Staraptor off. Psycho Break, whatever. I'm auto-rotated to Scizor, and decide to rotate to Melodic, go for, I believe, the Toxic? It goes for Psycho Break again. It does about half. Now I go for the Surf. It does a decent amount. It puts Mewtwo in a range that I can kill it with a Bullet Punch. Anyway, rotates back to his Volcarona. And like I said, I try to Bullet Punch. And it doesn't do very much. It doesn't finish it off. Whatever. I have either double or single resist to Bug Buzz. It doesn't quite faint. Rotate back to Melodic, go for the Surf. He rotates to Blissey to Protect. At least that gives me another turn of Leftovers recovery. Also gives him another turn of Lefties recovery. Anyway, staying on Melodic. No. I rotate back to Scizor to try to Bullet Punch again, and he predicted that. If I had gotten a critical there, that would have finished it off. But Hurricane ends Scizor. And all I have left to work with is Melodic Stall. Now this has worked before, but can it again? Anyway, go for the Recover, because I can take whatever these things throw at me. Puts me back to full, it goes to Toxic. And yeah, Toxic. So yeah, there's really not much to talk about here. You've already seen, well, if you watched one of my older videos, battle compilations from this tournament, you've already seen what Melodic Stall does. So, instead, I'm just going to kind of give a little preview of what's going to happen in the next in the videos from the next tournament. They're double battles. I picked a team that kind of doesn't really work too well in double battles. The synergy was kind of atrocious. Like, hey, seriously. And I managed to do better than even. I didn't do too well. Lot of rain teams. Lot of rain teams. Those kind of screwed me over. Lot of Trick Room teams. Those kind of screwed me over. 8 Trick Room. Yeah, anyway. I'm trying to just outpace this Blissey in terms of damage and recovery. But since I'm already behind on the Toxic, I'm really not going to be able to win this fight. I put in a good effort, though. Like, seriously, this is... And Blissey, unable to do damage any other way, has S-Tones, which at this level doesn't need 50 damage. And if this were level 100 battles, it would do 100 damage. Toxic. I kind of have no choice but to keep spamming Recover at this point. And I'm also glad that I used a bunch of PowerPoint raising items on my Melodic, because otherwise I wouldn't have nearly enough uses of Recover to even think about stalling through this. I really didn't anyway, but whatever. Yeah, also, you might notice there's a discrepancy in the number of battles between my overall win-loss record totaled up and the win-loss record I'll post as of this video in the description. That's because there were 2 battles I was unable to record. The first battle was one where I had lost, but the opponent decided to rage quit or something, and I wasn't able to record the footage. I don't know why. And the second one was one where I rage quit as soon as I saw that my opponent had decided to bring a level 1 Aron in the team preview. Now, if you've seen the video where I had to face that, you'll know why I did that. That is such a dumb strategy. Ugh, all of my hate. Anyway, I still think that still wasn't my fastest loss in this tournament. My fastest loss was when there were 4 uses of when each of my Pokemon got wiped out in a single turn by Water Spout. That was fun. That was the fastest battle I had. 4 uses of Water Spout, I would lose. Anyway, I'm still not quite outpacing this Blissey in terms of recovery or anything. I'm just kind of prolonging the inevitable quite a bit, actually. And it keeps using toxic damage is racked up to much more than half of my HP, but it's also taking its toll on Blissey. And then he decides to definitively end it with a Psycho Break, rather than just having this Blissey versus Melodic dance-off thing. Melodic lives it, however, because I had the similar idea to finish off Blissey before its wish could come true. And the Surf does faint for Mewtwo, but I don't have enough HP to live another round of toxic damage. Anyway, I do end the match in a 0-2 loss, rather than the 0-3 loss it was shaping up to be. So, I consider that to be decent overall. Overall, this was a relatively satisfying tournament. I don't know why Nintendo decided to let a bunch of people bring their super special awesome legendaries. So, see you around.